It kind of sucks that I'm next in line. I'm next in line of my siblings. It's the inevitable, so there's no sense harboring anything. It's the inevitable. It happens to every living thing, even a flower dies. My name is Sheila Carey. I'm originally from the south side of Chicago, born and raised, but I have lived in California, in Irvine, for the last 38 years. I'm one of 9 children. I had 7 brothers and 1 sister. I was from an Irish family, so boys could do everything, girls couldn't even leave the house. You were taught how to be a good wife and mother when you grow up. You don't want a bunch of brothers like I had because they watch over you like hawks. You couldn't even get a date when I was 16. Someone said to me one time, "You're always so happy-go-lucky." I said, "I should be on a stage, because that's not my true nature you're watching. I grew up with 7 brothers and had to find my way all the way. That's not my nature. My nature is," go ahead, I dare you. Go ahead, try it. I resented. I was so vocal, I resented like you wouldn't believe. Why do I have to do it? Can't one of them do it? Meaning, boys. My mother never hit me, only once. Why does it always have to be me doing it? Can't one of them do it? You know? She said, "Be quiet, you're a girl." I said, "Oh, that's right, I forgot I was a girl." And I said she had a dish towel on her shoulder. And I got the full wallop of a wet dish towel because they could use it like a whip. Her arthritis when she got old. She complained of arthritis in the shoulder, so that was from the wet dish towel all the time. The first 3 brothers were Air Force. So Tom joined first, then Marty joined, then my brother Jack joined. Jack flunked 4th grade. I caught up with him because I was 1 year behind him. He first started off by copying my homework, and then it went in where he erased my name and write his own name in. So when we got to 7th grade, they changed his course or whatever they did, and he then, all his life bragged about how he graduated, even though we were in the same grade because he flunked once, right? He was so much smarter than I was that he graduated grammar school 2 years ahead of me. But you only graduated 2 years ahead of me because the nuns figured out you were so stupid. In 7th and 8th grade, they shipped you to a school called CVS, which was a trade school. But his whole life he kept throwing it up. I graduated 2 years ahead of me. My sister was a connoisseur of everything. She was brilliant, my sister was. A pain in the ass when I was a kid. When I was dating my husband, she was madly in love with John. Just madly in love with him. I'm working all day downtown, get home. He's gonna pick me up at 6:30 right at home. I want to brush my teeth, comb my hair, freshen up a bit, right? Can't get in. She's in the bathroom first, whatever. Then I'd be beating the door down, and then I'd pull her out of the bathroom by her hair. She jumps into John's car in the middle, to get in the middle ahead of me getting in, you know? And then she'd say, "John, I'm glad you're here. Would you give me a ride up to 79th if you're going that way?" She's to sit next to her, madly in love with her. My husband's from Ireland too. Oh yeah, never miss mass, no. You better be on your deathbed if you think you're ever gonna fool my mother or father that you're not going to mass. And we're in Catholic schools, you had to go. So it's in your blood. You're trained in it. Your mind is trained in it. There was only one time, older girls than us. There was something going on in downtown Chicago. They were over 18. They could buy liquor. We couldn't go out on the town into the bars because we're underage. But they brought liquor in. The next morning, when I woke up, I was underneath the bed, and my hair was tangled in the springs. A nail scissors in my purse. I said, "Purse," and cutting pieces of my hair out. We still had to get to the 9 o'clock mass with the nuns on the next day. We reeked of liquor. I could see the nun looking down. Where was the smell coming from? And as it was, being out the night before and still half drunk too. I was a good kid. Marty was a Chicago captain on the fire department. He could hate your guts, but he would think he knew you for the last 20 years. He was up all night fighting a fire, got a couple of hours sleep. He went in and Went to the bathroom, whatever, showered, shaved, came out, had his pants and t-shirt on, opened his drawer, put his toothbrush and shaver, everything in the drawer, closed the door, sat on the bed, leaned back. Instant heart attack, died. Everybody griefs different. There's no advice. John had died. Bridget says to me, Sheila, this will all ease up, and it'll ease up. And Mary said, why do you tell her that? You know, it'll ease up and go away, she said. It'll ease up a bit, Sheila. It'll never go away. And she was right. I could look at a color and boom, something, and the tears are always behind my eyes. And he's dead, what, since 9/11, so 25 years. I could just look at some stupid thing, like one of those, and I think, oh, one of those up there John gave me. I can't even pick out which one it was. That could put a tear behind my eyes. I did a study one time many, many years ago on life and death and all of that. The 5 stages of death. You beg God, please don't let him die. I went through it with my husband. And in the end, your last one is, you're mad at God. I was so mad at God, I wouldn't even talk to him. I wouldn't go to Mass, wouldn't go to church, wouldn't say my prayers, nothing, no. I was a good Catholic, going Mass and kept all the rules, and this is what my payment was. You let my husband die. It will be my turn, and if the world or the teachings of the church go the same way, they're just waiting for me to come up and let's have a party. The Irish go to wakes, whether they know the people or not. If you have an Irish name, everybody goes to the wakes and the funerals, and to the parties afterwards, because their outlook on it, you're on earth now, you died, you're gone to heaven. That's what you were put on earth for, was to honor God and go meet him now. Let's have a party.